Program is intended for immature audiences.
A lot of people say I have a voice for radio.
You do?
I've got a face for radio too.
There we go. Welcome to the Northern Union Vape Show. It's a Sunday night. It's time for a little bit of chat. And we've got some special guests on tonight. And we've also got... James is not going to be here. He's having a night off. And Steve is not feeling too well. He's had his 4th COVID jab. So he's feeling a little bit poorly. And that is why I'm not having my 4th COVID jab. Fuck him. I've had 3. Not having fucking anymore.
Exactly. I've not had what?
I'm not a fucking pincushion. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, Steve, obviously, because of his heart and that is high risk. So he's had to have it. So yeah, but he's not feeling too good from it. So big love, Steve, and I hope you get better. And James will be back next week. No bargains tonight and no shinies because we've got a lot to talk about. So who you've got on? You've got myself, Benny Vapes. You've got Luke, LPC.
Mm-hmm.
We have got our show sponsor, which is Sloan from cloudcartel.co.uk. We've also got the one and only Johnny from Overkill Mods. And we've got a return host that started this show off with me many moons ago. It's Mr. Big D Vapes, or better known as now as BDV Project. So
BDV Project, then, yeah.
BDV Project. How things have changed, Mr. Bigger Stickers.
I know, you fucking traitor. You've got him as your sponsor. You fucked me off.
You fucked up. Don't give us that. You don't ever come there. You jump shows. So yeah, it's nice to have everybody on. What we thought we'd do is get a little bit of a vendor's take on Expo. So we've obviously given our thoughts last week. Luke wasn't here because he just went band practicing. He went to band practice playing his trombone. So he was on last week, so he'll be able to interject with a little bit of Expo stuff. But I thought we'd get some vendors on who were actually there in the home corner and get their perspective on what was going on. But first of all, because Steve's not here, I will go through chat. Now I've got to get everything up now. There we go. We'll go on to chat. We'll go on to live chat. We'll go on to... that did link me. Oh. Anyway... So first of all, we've got Ian Thomas, welcome. We've got JP Vape Reviews. We've got Dave Lloyd. We've got the Clark Hotel, UK. We've got Steve Neo-Void, evening. We have got Metal Vape 90, good, welcome. Sean Lynch, welcome. We've got Ian Thomas again, welcome. Mm-hmm. The Vaping Snowman's nearly East time. Red, welcome back. We haven't seen you for a while, good evening. We've got Nicky Maynard. We have got Mr. Anderson. We have also got John the Vaping Joker. Hope you are well, my friend. Mr. Intense. Who else we got in here? We've got Tim B. Welcome, Tim B. Who else we got? We've got Barry Jones. Welcome, Barry. Who else? Mike Haynes, the one and only. Mike Haynes. Hope you are well.
Even Mike.
Going down the list. Savage Simon, 62. Simon. Welcome. Hey up me duck.
Samo
is off the nest. Welcome. And that is it at the moment. Anybody else comes in, I will give them a shout. So welcome one and all. So what we'll do is we will go about... Hey Pop Juice, good evening. Good evening, my friend. Biggest Dickus, BDV. Been a while, he says. Been a while, Danny. Graham, good evening. Right, so what we'll do is go around and see what everybody's vape device of choice is tonight, and we'll start. Coyle, you all right? We'll start with Danny.
Thank you, Bennett. I'm on the Velocity with my cherry cinnamon. These are my sample bottles I've been getting through. That's Fidelio. I'm also on Moonlight, which is a blackberry. Can't forget my words.
Blackberry.
Blackberry.
In the Geek Vet Boost Plus. We're in pod heaven here. And I'm also on the Oxford Slim with my Rick and Morty little sticker on it.
Ooh.
Inside that, I'm on this banger here. If you've not tried it, go and get it. Black Bess by Black Rose Elixir.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful juice. It's a beautiful juice.
Beautiful. Award-winning juice.
Multi-award-winning, Mark.
Multi-award-winning.
And they should have won an award for that stand that they had at the expo as well. But that's me, so I'll hand it over to Mr. Sloan.
I am very sorry. I zoned out massively then. I was reading chat. I am also. I only bought this just to get the Nick salts. I got the really annoying cocoa that lights up, but I didn't know fucking lights up. And I got the Black Bess Faust in that one, which is really good. We have the Ether Bridge on the Abyss, and inside that is some Country Fudge. We have the Boron V2, the mechanical Boron with the Wick Bridge V2, and inside that's some Homeboy Mango. We got the billet box with the truss in, and that's got some Homeboy. No, I don't even know what's in that one. Homeboy Mango again. I've got the Ripsaw on the Suicide by side, and inside that I've got some of the Dispergo. It's the mango, pineapple, and orange, which is really
Do you
good.
like it? It's nice. Is that one? I've just canned the bottle of that.
Really good. Yeah, I'm really near the bottom of that. And lastly, I've got my work banger, the heavy hitter, with the Nightmare 25. And inside that is now one of my new favourite custard liquids, which is the Loganberry by the King's Cream.
King's Cream, yeah.
You got my first ever liquid that I used to stop smoking was from when I went to Missouri to see my family. They had an in-house liquid maker that made some like strawberry cheesecake thing. I couldn't find one that tasted the same. This is identical, so I had to buy a bottle. So it's bringing back a bit of nostalgia. So, and I'm drinking a glass of water, so nothing too fancy for me today. Pass it over to Johnny.
Thank you very much. I am keeping it simple this evening. I'm on the Overkill mods, the Dove.
Nice.
Which is, with my Ether. And in that, I've got Carmilla from Black Rose. And I am drinking, for the first time ever, a Brewdog N.U.V.S juice.
Nice.
Because somebody gave it to me at Expo, and I'm too rude to refuse free drinks. So they came home with me, and I'm having one tonight. So yeah, thank you very much.
Very nice.
I will pass that over to IPC then.
LPC.
I mean, you say I say I, you say L. This is very strong stuff.
I told you strong.
Come on, IP Curlica.
Yes. I've got one of the VAPES X-Force range, the mini pod kit there with some lovely Black Bess.
Oof.
Nice.
I'm also on the kit what Steve was going on about last week. It's the Air Pops, the bottle.
Ooh.
Little pod kit there. Looks a
I like
bit like a medicine bottle.
Looks like a suppository.
Yes.
Yeah. But a pod kit's banging that. It's got great flavour on coils.
Just careful where you sit down. You know what I mean? Like,
got some menthol in there, and then I'm on another mouthful device, the Spire Mix with the Cthulhu Hashatar MTL. I've got some.
They're worlds apart, aren't they?
Yeah.
yeah.
Got some Soda King in that, and that's the apple lemonade. That's it.
That thing looks like it was designed in prison.
I'll pass it on to who's not been, Benny.
Yeah, I've not been. Yeah, I would just say thanks. So a couple of people come in. Chicken Craig D has come in. Kenny 2020 is coming in. Lynn Smith has come in, and Richard Lee Sanner. Thank you guys for being in the vape world. You are. Thank you for all your posts. Quit smoking 3 months ago. Well done, mate. Well done. Keep up
Nice
the good
one.
work. Keep up the good work. It only gets easier. We've got Balm Cakes in. Balm Cakes. He's just come in. And Mick says to Danny, Mick is in. Welcome, Mick. And he's put, Moonlight becomes you. It goes with your hair, Danny.
Oh, thanks, mate.
Mix on. I've got a disposable and a stacked purge because I can. Cock Craig D, get it right. That's what it is. It's Cock Craig D, not Chicken Craig D. So I'm on the Goa 21 with the original R button on top, and inside that I'm still trying to get through this jammy strawberry. I'm just getting through that, and I'm also on the Abbott Solo with the Aegis Solo, and inside that I've got some of Vanilla Cuban from Nasty, which I'm quite liking.
Oh, nice.
Bob Cartel, you alright, my friend? Mr. Magoo's in now. Sam is spamming out all his different things in here tonight. So what we will get round to is, how was everybody's expo? We'll start with Sloan. How was your expo?
It was good. I was only there for the one day because I had my dad's birthday the day before. My little one was the day after, so we had to go smack bang in the middle. And I've got to be honest, for the one day, I was fucked. I felt like I went like a couple of rounds with Mike Tyson. I was. I think, as I said before, I didn't think it helped. I'm quite fat, so my hips, my knees, and my ankles were fucked. There was a lot of weight to stand up for like 10 hours, but it was a lot different than I thought it was going to be because it was my first expo actually exhibiting. But I've been to quite a few before, and I don't know if you guys were the same. But I was always like, "Oh, this will be fun to exhibit here. It'll be a good laugh." You turn up, and I wasn't expecting. I was knackered. It was a lot of hard work, a lot of standing, a lot of repeating, saying the same thing over and over again. But apart from that, it was just amazing. Just the response we had and the people that turned up. It made me have more faith in the vaping community. Everybody was just so nice. Everybody was happy to be there, happy to meet you. Pretty much sold out. I had probably about 20 pairs for when I went home, and then by the time I got home, someone went online and bought the rest of it. That was at Expo.
All right.
So I done really well. I was really happy with it. I do want to be more prepared for the next one because I was really not prepared at all. I thought it was going to be a good laugh. I bought just a couple of bits. I thought, we need food. We can go and have food. I didn't leave my stand one bit. I didn't get to meet. Big D ran over and said hello, and then everybody was everywhere. Didn't get to go try his liquids. I think I waved at Johnny once at the beginning. He was like, "You're right, mate," and that was pretty much as far as I got with him. I didn't get to meet pretty much anybody apart from who I was next to. But I thought it was really nice how like other vendors helped each other. Like I held a piss for 6 hours, and it got to the point where I was like, if I cough or if I sneeze, I'm done. And I was like, I need to go to the toilet. But people were coming, and I was with the wife. And the wife was like, I'll just go. I'll see what I can do. And I was next to Gravel Throat and Coils by Scott. And they were like, mate, you go. We'll help your missus. If they want any hands, we'll help her out and that. And I just thought it was really nice that other vendors were there to help each other out. And it was a really like heartwarming experience, I suppose, is probably the nicest way of putting it.
Mike, Serendipity, you all right, mate?
Yeah, Mike. And I got to meet some amazing people. The one and only Mike Haynes turned up, which was nice.
Legend.
Got to spend quite a bit of time with him. Gaz come over. We was meant to talk about cars, but we spoke for like half hour about kids, which was. But it was just really nice that everybody was there for the same reason. There was no dramas. So I know the last expo I went to, there was a bit of drama, and I was just a bit like, I can't be asked for drama. But we turned up, everybody was lovely. There was no issues, and it was nice to see.
Drama while I was there.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I went over to see Dimmy.
Oh yeah,
Beef on Innikin. So I went over to have a little chat with him, and we were all right. Yeah, we're back. We're back like that. Me and him, Dewey, like that.
But I what really was nice was the one time that I left, and I know it's horrible. It's not. It's gonna sound horrible, but it's not. Walking through the main part of Expo where there was all disposables, there was probably about 15 people. Everybody was in the modders gallery. It was Ramo in there. There was always people. People was walking through Expo just to go to the modders gallery, and that had a lot of faith, and that people were here for like the same reasons we're here. We're not being pushed out by the disposables.
Yeah.
And I said to these guys before, but I know quite a lot of you in chat was at Expo, but there was a lot of disposable people that was outside smoking.
Yeah.
Wearing their branded t-shirts as well, which was I thought was bang out of order.
It's just like welcome.
And I do think that people, if you're watching this and you actually helped run the expo or had something to do with it, I think it needs to go back to the organisers that you got to probably take a second look at who you're allowing.
The problem with that is China.
More money.
It's China, mate, because a lot of China still have vaping factories and they smoke. It's not a thing. It's an in thing in China. Do you know what I mean? They're just to produce the product. Doesn't mean they've got to use it, does it? Do you know what I mean? That's the thing.
True. I just thought it was bad for our community. You're at a vape expo.
Defending them, Benny. Don't fuck off.
No, but it's not the first. It's not the first. No, there's a load of them. There's a load of big companies that have done it over past. Do you know? In fact, I've heard on past expos that they've walked out on big juice manufacturers, and bloke who's in charge at big juice manufacturers out there having a fag. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. You know, it's a money thing, isn't it? It is a money thing.
Yeah. But I found it quite disrespectful.
It is. But
that was the only downer for me for the whole expo. Because I was a bit like, well, at least make an effort to hide yourself. Do you know what I mean? Stand outside with a massive best disposable in the business. Well, it can't be standing out there.
Standing out there having a fact. Yeah. You'd think it'd have what is it? Put a jumper on or something and cover it over the t-shirt, wouldn't you? Do you know what I mean?
Try and be a bit incognito. You know what I mean? Not just.
You know what? It's almost like when you walk past like one of your favorite restaurants and the chefs are outside in their garb having a fag, and you're like, "What are you doing?" Like,
but no, I thought it was great. I really enjoyed it, and I just thought it was great that everybody came together, and it was sort of like a coming together of families, if that made sense.
Yeah.
So I was really impressed with it. So that's my little take on it.
Yeah.
What about you, Big D? Because you launched a juice line. If you didn't know, Danny has got his own juice line now. That's why it's BDV Project. So that was your big launch, wasn't it, my friend?
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to repeat what Sloan just said. It was fantastic. The atmosphere in the, what do you call it, the Modders Gallery, Home Zone, whatever. Everybody there was so supportive. I was sending people over to Johnny. I was sending people over to Sloan and Black Rose Elixir. And another little stand called Dino Sauce. He was a nice guy as well.
Yeah.
Top guy.
Yeah. I'd not heard of that brand before, to be honest with you. So it was all new to me. But I just thought it was a really good atmosphere. And as you walked out of that, it was totally different. So I think they need to expand on that section. Or, at least divide it where you've got the disposables and then proper vape companies on one side. But I just want to thank everybody, if some people are in chat, who came to visit my stand, because it was fantastic meeting you all, getting you to taste my juices. And we had really good feedback. We was quite overwhelmed with it, to be honest with you. I mean, we sold out of Fidelio, which is a cherry cinnamon. So that's good news. And I think the next one now is to save our pennies to release them in nicotine salts for next October. So that'll be good. And hopefully by then, they might have altered the expo, the way it's laid out and stuff. But they definitely need to expand the home zone, because it was fantastic. And I got to meet Johnny, Luke, and Sloan, and Sloan's missus as well.
What about me, you fucker?
Oh, you as well. I forgot about you. You came over spying on me with your camera.
Yeah. Bugs all right.
You told me you weren't coming.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't want to tell you I was coming. Laura says, bloody loves Moonlight.
I saw Bogan's penis as well.
Oh.
Nice.
The box, that was the highlight of my expo.
Did you shake his hand while he went toilet?
He shook someone else though.
Lava loves the moonlight, apparently. That's what she's saying.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm on that tonight. It's lovely.
So yeah, if you don't, there's going to be, hopefully, Nightbot will be spamming out links. There's a link there for, obviously, our show sponsor, which is cloudcartel.co.uk. If you do go over, you can buy some coils from him, which are and use Benny10 for 10% off. We've put Johnny's Overkill mods in there, and we've also put the new BDV project in there, so go over and check it out. So was it worth it for you, Danny, to launch your juice there? Would you say?
Yeah, we made, after paying for all the expo and other bits and bats, we still came out with 1,800 quid, which is not a kick. It's better than a kick in the teeth, isn't it? So yeah, we were just overwhelmed. Honestly, the people that was in that place was fantastic, very supportive, and we weren't pushy because we didn't really. I mean, obviously we wanted sales, but we wanted more of feedback from people.
Yeah,
just in case we had to tweak anything. Also, Serendipity's in chat as well. Him and his missus have been absolutely fantastic. They both work for Wit Liquor. We eventually ended up with Wit Liquor to manufacture our juice, and it was so good working with them because they made it feel more personal rather than just business. And them two was at the expo, and Mike was sending people over to us to make contacts and stuff like that. So a big thank you to Mike and Angie as well. So yeah, that's it.
Bugs, he's saying there, tried Danny's liquids and they were phenomenal. Done a really good job there, mate.
Thank you.
So
who's saying that?
Pugs.
Oh, Pugs. Oh,
you're all right. So was it worth doing the B2B day? Because obviously Sloan didn't do the B2B day. Did you do B2B day as well, Johnny?
I did, yeah.
Was it worth it for you, Danny, doing the B2B day?
Yeah, I've got a guy who's got 8 shops in London, and on that Friday, Mike brought him over because he already knew him because they deal with liquor, and he took on our juice on board. So yeah, Friday is very beneficial to businesses.
Yeah. Fair enough. Good. What about you then, Johnny? How was your expo? What was yours like? How did you find it?
I think to kind of mirror what the others have said, it was just, the energy was amazing in the home zone. Like, just, it was a great first experience, I think, for me and the team, being our first, like, exhibiting wise and stuff like that, because we've been every year as, just visitors.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was absolutely bananas how tired we were at the end of the day. Like, because you're on your feet, like, pretty much from the time you get there setting up, and then the doors open, and it was just one after the other sort of thing. You could never really kind of relax when you're behind the counter because you're just waiting for the next people to come up. But no, it was amazing. We were very busy, very, very busy, busier than I thought we were going to be initially when we got there. But yeah, after the first day, my mind was blown. Like, we got such a great reception. Quite a lot of my existing customers who I've only ever kind of spoken through, Messenger or through the website and stuff like that, turned up, and I got to meet them in person, which was a great honor. We had one lady who, she said she traveled from the Netherlands to come to this Vape Expo just to come to the Overkill because they knew that we were going to be there. No. I was like, oh my God, that's insane. Like, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was very busy, and I can't wait to do it again. Yeah, can't wait to do it again in May.
What was it like for B2B on yourself? Did you have some chats with people? Was it good networking for you?
Yeah, B2B was actually pretty good. It being definitely not the quietest of the weekend. I would say Sunday was probably the quietest day, but I got to meet a couple of very interesting people in the industry. More to come on that later. But yeah, there was a fair few people who owned shops who were interested in, like, wholesale, and yeah, it was great. B2B was good. B2B was very good. Yeah.
Good. I was a little bit disappointed when I came over to your stall, though, because you promised us it would see your new Borrow device, and it wasn't even ready.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna dive too much into that, but let's just say we had some work. What's it called? Like not work stream, workflow. No, the supply issues.
Supply issues, yes.
Yes. Chain. What's that word?
Supply chain
issues.
Supply chain breakdown.
That's it. Yeah, we had some supply chain issues with some specialty parts. So I didn't want to come empty-handed. So I still brought it.
Yeah, I
and
did
was
see that.
showing it off.
I did see the case and everything, but
So
obviously not
people can kind of get an idea
Yes.
of what it's going to be like. But that was unfortunately the best I could do. If it makes you feel any better, I still haven't got the parts yet, even though it's been like no. So yeah, we're dealing with that currently, but yeah, it sucks because that was meant to be like the big kind of
exactly.
check this out,
Yeah.
like sort of thing. So yeah, a bit disappointing on that end, but nonetheless, it's still, I think the double D made up for any shortcomings on the stand. Everybody was pretty
that
blown
new
away
mod,
by the
that
yeah.
That export exclusive massive mod that you
Yeah.
had there. I had a little
Yeah.
rip on that. I was like, do you know? I thought we were going to blow my head off, and it wasn't. It was quite pleasant actually.
Everybody thought it was going to be this kind of insane, like 16 batteries in series sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, I don't make these things. I make these things purposely for being used pretty heavily at shows. So it's it was a 4.2 volt device. It was a 0.12 build in the Valhalla that we had running. So yeah, it was a nice smooth vape. You got great flavor out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to go on it. I got a video of me doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it put a smile on a lot of people's faces, which is ideally what I'm aiming for. So yeah, it was good fun.
It shows off what you could do though as well, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean the showpieces are kind of just like a bonkers kind of, hey, come and check this out sort of thing to get people in and stuff like that. And yeah, this one didn't disappoint, but you just wait till fucking May till you see what I got. Because I always try to outdo myself a little bit more every time I go to Expo with a showpiece. So yeah, next May's one is going to be mental. It should be good.
So what were you going to say, Danny? Sorry, before I cut you off.
I forgot now. That was it. Yeah. The staff on his stall were very, very, very kind people as well. That was it.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
I met a few promoters in that day, you see.
Right.
And I think one of them might have been working on his stand. Is it Neo? Oh, what's it called?
Yeah, Neo Void.
Yeah. He's a lovely.
Steve, as is known better by us.
And the big guy as well with the beard.
Oh, Dean. So Dean is kind of the me and Dean started Overkill together.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
But Dean's taken more of a back seat kind of to things. An integral part of the team. But yeah, everybody. So Steve, a lot of people don't know. So Neo Void, Steve takes amazing pictures. He does our website as well. He built and hosts our website, and his wife Laura, who is also there, she does all of our merch. So she does like all the t-shirts and the hats and the hoodies and everything like that. And I had Jen there, who she felt like a bit of a spare wheel, if you like, but she was incredible at Expo with helping and stuff like that. If it was me, I would have just turned up with a table and been like, right, we'll put this mod here. Cool, I'm ready to go. But between her and Laura, they made the stand look absolutely cool with the 3D printer and the organizing of the products and stuff like that. So it was good.
What did the 3D printing actually turn? Because you were doing a competition to guess what it was, wasn't you?
No, so the competition originally I had a secret competition going that I was going to reveal to everybody on stage, but it did not go to plan. So Dean and I went up on stage, as you know, to hand free stuff out, and I, as a bit of a piss take to all the free shit hunters, I printed 1,000 tiny penises and put them into a skull with sweets on top of them. And I was getting a bit like, I'm starting to bottle it a little bit because we're standing there waiting our turn. And one of the organizers there, she's like, oh, you've got sweets. That's cool. And one of the people in front of us who was going on before, she turned around. She's like, oh, can I have a sweet? And she's taking out. I'm like, Yep, sure. Yeah, cool. Thanks. And we got up there, and I'm like, yeah, who doesn't love free shit? And everybody's like, yeah. And I was like, well, let's give you some free shit then. And I like started throwing out sweets, and then the sweets ran out, and it was just tiny penises that I was like lobbing at everybody. And their faces, the faces for me was like hilarious because it was like excitement and then realizing that they were getting like these little multicolored dicks thrown at them. And how I printed them as well, a happy accident is like they kind of screwed up a little bit because they're so small and that they got a bit stringy, right? So I used a torch to like shrink this, and it made little barbs on it, but in turn that made them stick to clothing.
Oh, right.
So I remember looking at one person, I just like lobbed a handful out, and I look down and I see this guy standing there with like this gray like hoodie on, and he's just covered in dick. Like, so yeah, I had printed a single golden penis to give to the lucky person who found it in the crowd. And at our counter, hidden away, we had like a giant 2-foot gold penis. To give them, but I forgot to inform people of this because once Dean got on stage, I think nerves were getting to him, and he just started lobbing out free hats. So I'm looking over him, it's like, oh fuck, he's like halfway through throwing the hats out. So I was like, okay, well here, have some candy and stuff. Yeah. So I didn't think we'd actually, I didn't think it would go down very well with the organizers because I remember, what's her face, the Strawberry Queen.
They go, water? Do you want water?
Yeah. So she had walked over onto the stage and she like crouched down and she picked one of these things up, and I just remember out of the corner of my eye she's going and I was like, fuck, that's it. That's us never getting invited to Expo again.
Yeah. I'm not to get up on stage anyway.
But so many people came up to us after that. They were like, that was brilliant. Like, have you got any more? And I was like, no.
It's a bit of fun, isn't it? It's a bit of fun. Do you know what I mean? And that's what you go for. You don't just go for free shit altogether. It's a bit of fun to have it, isn't it?
There's quite a few of them though, Benny, weren't there?
There was a few of them. I got a few free shit. I'm not going to deny, but there was a few. I've seen a lot more people giving away free shit this time than May, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And there were a lot more bargains to be had. A lot more people selling things rather than in May where I took money out, there was nothing to buy. Do you know what I mean? I bought Bearded Viking Customs the rip saw, and that was it. There was nothing much of else to buy. Whereas this time, there was Sorin was selling all their stuff for £10. Over at Oxford were doing theirs for $9 and $25. That Beard Bear e-liquid, they were doing their pod kit. The K1 pod kit with a bottle of juice for a tenner. You know, that air bottle were £9 from, and that were like 30 odd quid when in May when they were doing it. Steam Crate was selling a load of their stuff.
Did you get one of these?
I did get one of them. Yeah, it's still in a box. Yeah.
Right.
How is it, Luke? Overall, do you think so far?
It's really good. The flavour's really good. Yeah.
And you've just been using 50/50s in that one.
Yeah, I've just got some 50/50 menthol in there. Yeah.
Let me know how long you get out of the coil.
Yeah.
And also, how long does it take to charge?
Not long, about an hour.
An hour?
Oh, that's pretty
What's
good.
the battery mark? Is it 1,400?
Well, I think it's 1-1.
1-1.
Or 1-2. Like
I mean, Oxford, they was doing their prices cheaper than what we get them at wholesale.
Yeah.
About £3.
Well, I went to Oxford to buy it. Did you give it me?
Yeah, they're very honestly, Oxford are the best commercial brand out there.
You all right?
Because they're very good with customer support. They have really good kits that last. So yeah, I do have a lot of time for Oxford. We sell only probably 3 brands, and it's mainly Oxford and Geek Vape. We do sell an E-Leaf one, which is this kit, just because it's got a big ass battery on it. But yeah, we just like to stick with Oxford and Geek Vape, just because the coils last quite a long time. The kits do get very little returns.
We'll have to get just sorted with some overkits for the show.
Yeah.
Well,
what is it? Steve did buy an overkill from you, didn't he? He bought that purple.
He did, yes.
From you.
In fact, I purposely set one aside because he came on the B2B day and he was having a gander and he was kind of, should I? shouldn't I? What's the wife gonna say? And he's like, if I did go for one, I'd probably go for a purple one. And I had one purple one. I set one aside for him purposefully, and he came back the next day and bought it. Him and his wife, both of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
They came as so yeah, that was cool.
Yes, he were like, ooh, look what I've got.
Yeah.
So yeah. And I know James has bought one off you. JPE's bought one off you before, didn't he? He ordered one. I think he's got a 250C that he got off you, ordered up from you. But yeah, I know that Steve was right excited when he got his. He was well chuffed.
It came
He
over
was.
stand like that. Look at me.
yeah, like a kid in a candy. You're like, what I've got. Woo! So yeah, like I say, the other thing was when you were walking around, I know we think, I found that your home corner were lovely. It was great. Go in and you could have a walk around. They had them seats set from that dodgy one that fell down because one of them were broke and I lost my ass in the middle of it.
I was sat next to you when you were on that.
Yeah, my feet up in the air like that going, I think I'm down an all here. So that was nice. It was nice to go around there. But they cordoned it off.
Yeah.
There were like black sheets around you.
Yeah, that felt a bit
why?
like
I didn't get that. Did they explain to you any of you why they'd done that for?
there was also no signage at all of what it was.
No.
You know what I mean? Like even just a sign at one of the entrances that said like Ohm Zone or Maker's Gallery or something like that.
Yeah.
Just to,
We had people coming round vaping disposables. They looked like 21-year-olds. And when they came to my stand, they asked what that was. And I'm thinking, oh, this is the new generation of vapors. You know, they're just disposable plastic things they're vaping and they don't know anything else.
Yeah.
It's quite bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this is why we're hypocrites, because we hate disposables. We do sell some of them. But we do our damnedest to get them off them within like a week or two. And every time they come in the shop, we bombard them with abuse. There's a bit of banter in there as well. But eventually this gets in and they do make the move onto like an Oxford Slim. And that's it then. You know, they've got rid of the disposables. And that's what I think more vape shops need to do. Rather than just rely on that sale of the disposable, bombard these people with abuse and information and get them off them.
just abuse them.
Abuse them every time they come in for one.
That's what we do. Not in a nasty way. You know, we're friendly with them and stuff.
Oh no, I wouldn't be nice.
I want them to come back.
Yeah.
Oh dear. But yeah, I do think there was no signage. Like Spug said, they should have at least had some signage to say this is where the home zone was. Because like I say, if you walk past it, it just looked like a black curtain. They'd put black curtain all the way around you. And you wanted to be able to show that off. I don't get why they cornered you off and made it so you couldn't see really into it. Do you know what I mean? If you didn't know it there...
Your booth should have been 360.
Yeah. You should have been walking around and being able to see what were going on, do you know, see who was there. Fair enough, like you, Danny, would at the back, have it at the back of you, but at least have one bit open.
No, I would have liked the back of me open, me.
Well, you've always had your back of you open.
But do you know what I mean? So you can interact with people passing by on both sides.
Yeah. But it just felt a bit, Rasper, you all right? It just felt a bit closed off. It just felt that they'd done this area and advertise it as home zone, but not put anything up to tell you what were there.
Yeah.
You know, so if you didn't know where there were, you could have just walked past that and wouldn't have even gone in. You know, I just... Mike saying, wouldn't ever the organiser have put up signs up on the black wall letting people know? Was that exactly? They could have put one on the wall, couldn't they? If they wanted to put a curtain you off, put it on the wall.
Graffiti out.
Yeah. Thing is, they could have got someone to do that. It'd have been just as easy to get someone to spray up some curtains for them, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm sure someone in vaping community would have said, yeah, I'll spray one up. Not a problem for you, you know, free of charge. And just add home zone so everybody knew where it was. I just thought that would a bit poor of them, to be honest with you. And I know they tried to shoehorn it in, because I think it was a bit of a late edition, wasn't it, really? Do you know what I mean? They'd had all shit in May.
Yeah.
That everybody had said, okay, now this is shit. And they thought, fuck, what we're going to do? And they thought, right, we'll make this area.
I know. Let's bring back the bumper cars. Like,
Yeah. But then you had that going, like a German flipping fun fair going, Come and join bumper cars, bumper cars. Woo, woo, woo.
There was a couple of stands in the home zone, and there's one next door to me. I can't remember. Was it Infinite Mods or something? Or, no.
Prestige mods.
There was one stand that somebody should have been there, and they wasn't there. But I think if they reduced the price, I paid £600. Some people didn't have to pay any money, but I paid £600. And I think if they reduced to 300 or 400, but have more of them, I think they'd stock them booths up more, and it'd be more beneficial then for people going to visit, wouldn't it? You know, the people who visit are mainly hobbyists.
Yeah.
We just put him in the NEC hall right next to the home zone was a door labelled decorating room. Literally the slides was 10 foot away from the home zone. Exactly, so they could have painted it. They could get paint from decorating room. Exactly, there was Ross was just putting, there was so much unused space they could have used. It did, like I say, Steve's putting drunk bumper cars are the thing, don't knock it. But I just think they need to sort of sit back. Yes, but do the areas better. Do you know what I mean? Rather than just say, right, as you walk down, they've paid a fortune so they can have the front stalls so everybody sees them when they walk in. Do it as, your disposables are down this side. Your main manufacturers are in the middle here. Your home zone's where it was. But make it a bit more attractive. I remember
one of the folk at Octa were saying that they were meant to be more central, and at the last minute, another company bought them out of their space, and the expo organizers moved them out of the way. Yeah.
I think also as well, they need to have like entertainment in the home section as well. Like the only entertainment we got was those two blonde birds on stilts.
On the stilts.
I managed to get a photo with them, but they kind of like, I don't know, fire eaters and shit. I don't know, some sort of entertainment going on that's going to keep people in that area maybe. I mean, it was quite packed anyway, to be honest with you, most of the time. But Sunday, for example, that's quite dead, I found.
Yeah.
So maybe have a bit more interaction rather than just have two sets of sofas there that they've stolen from Oxfam. Because them sofas... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It did feel like they'd sort of done the Ohms zone out of spite. That we need to get them here, but we'll block them off in the corner. It did feel a little bit like that.
But it was a good spot for us, wasn't it? Right near the toilet, right near the bar.
Yeah, it was good. But talking about moving around, I got moved. I didn't realise until I turned up that I got pushed out of my initial spot because someone, no names given, decided that they didn't want me there. So I got put next to Calls by Scott. And do you know what? I was happy where I was.
How do you know that though? That stand didn't want you there.
I was told by one of the women that run it, because I went back and I was like, "There's someone in my spot," and I was like, "Oh yeah, they've moved you."
Was it Infinite Mods?
No.
Where was it then? Go on.
No.
Drama. Let's have some drama.
To be honest, it don't bother me because I was like, okay, fair enough, I've been moved. And Scott was like, oh, you're with us. And I was like, cool, I'm happy. Because I was in between Calls by Scott and Gravel Throat and Asian Kitten. And you know what? It was great having all the coil builders together. Because we was all just chatting shit with each other all the time and having a giggle and that. And it was nice where I was. But when you said that Oxford's got moved, I was like, well, they weren't the only ones that got moved.
So you got moved from one area in the home section to another area. And which side were you originally on?
I'm not saying.
Was you near me? Was you near me? No. Well, I said because I told him to fucking move you as well. I'm only joking.
But no, it was fine in the end. It didn't really bother me. It was actually a better spot for me.
It probably was because people walked in that way, didn't they?
Yeah,
and when you walked in.
At least I can talk to Scott. We was talking about calls, and his missus was lovely.
Yes,
and we was having a good laugh, and then I was having a giggle with Gravel Throat, and because he was making some braids, and we were just having a giggle about braided coils and stuff.
Yeah,
so it was nice. And then I was opposite like Black Rose, who kept coming over and nicking samosas, and King Custard and that was opposite. So it was quite nice to be in, but where I was, because where I would have been, it was a bit more tucked away.
Yeah.
And I found it really hard. I don't know if you guys had the same thing, because I don't work in retail at all. So actually trying to sell something, I found it really difficult. I was saying hello to people. You all right, mate? And that literally was it. I wasn't like, oh, come over. Do you want to have a look? Do you like coils? Do you use coils? It took me like freaking like half hour to actually, oh, shit, yeah, I'm actually here to try and sell something rather than just speak to people.
So all right, Danny, you should have just asked Danny because he could sell snow to Eskimos, mate. So
that's the bit that I found the most difficult. Was trying to get out of that I'm here for fun to shit. I've actually got to get some sales down.
Mike saying he went straight to the home zone without looking at anything else.
Mike Haynes, he was a lovely guy. He came over and introduced himself and gave me 2 bottles of juice, which I must say is very, very nice. It's not my flavour profile, but when I tasted them, very, very flavoursome.
So that's all down to the UK liquid mixing show that gets tips and tricks from. So no Wednesday night if anybody's bothered.
Yeah, fucking Graham didn't go on it, did he?
Fucking Graham went on, what he's COVID. He came back with COVID. So if you give if anybody give a cuddle, Graham, you may have COVID.
Benny, I sucked on his CBD device.
I wonder where we were going there, Danny, to be fair.
I did get 5 bottles of country fudge, so I was well happy.
From a moratorium. It's changed its name now. It's a moratorium.
A moratorium?
Yes. It's a moratorium. Not amatorium, it's a moratorium.
He gave me that, was it Raspberry Ripple as well?
Yeah.
So I said to him, mate, I need some more of that country fudge. Because I think when he shut down, I think I bought like 30 bottles all in all.
Good stuff,
does it have your name on it as well?
I've got some knocking around.
There you go.
Hey, I got to try Pugs's. I'm sure it had. Was it pineapple or pineapple or peach? But it was nice.
Was
anyway.
it impeachment?
Impeachment.
Yeah. Very nice stuff.
All right. Hey, up my duck saying 5 people at the expo with us have got COVID now.
Oh, shit.
He's another nice guy. Help me duck and his missus. She was lovely.
Yes, she was. But that's the social side of it. It's really nice. Do you know what I mean? So if anybody is going down and thinking about it, it was better than me. It wasn't brilliant. It wasn't like the first time I went down was pre-COVID, was 2019. Was the one before, the October before we started going into lockdown and everything. And they had Riot Squad there and everything. That's what's sort of missing now is the bigger companies are not doing the expo. Riot Squad were there with a Riot van.
I mean, just like this year, Dispergio were there.
Yes.
That was awesome. And Choppa were there. Or Choppa
Vapes.
Choppa Vapes, yeah. And it was great seeing them. But yeah, like Riot were missing, Flawless were missing. So many like the big like juice names. Yeah, like they all seem to be replaced by big multi-1,000-pound Chinese stands that had like a little glass cabinet in the middle with 5 products that they weren't selling.
Yes. Did you see them wood disposables?
Yeah.
Wow, the fuck! I was like, really? I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, like I saw them. It was like the first wood and leather disposable, and it was just like, why?
I don't know. They were fucking gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
They looked good, but at the end of the day, you still put them in the bin.
Yeah,
like,
I didn't get it myself, but they looked absolutely stunning.
I don't know. It's kind of like that saying, you know, you can't polish a turd, but you can roll it in glitter. That's to me, that's all that was. It was just a glitter rolled turd. Like
it's still a nice glitter on it though, I've got to say.
Yeah.
They also had what looked like a brothel there with people being massaged and stuff.
Yeah, what was all that about? There was some random stuff in it. I didn't
There was some really random stuff. Like the hand warmers.
Yeah. Oh mate. Oh, what were all that about? He came up. I walked past, right? So I've gone past massage bit and that, and I'd gone past that sell them. They were proper salesmen. He's like, "Come here. Have you seen these before? I've got one here anyway. Have you seen these before? Look at this. click it.
He did
feel
it.
that,
He did a
lovely
good
and warm.
fucking job then, didn't he?
I didn't buy
got
it.
one here.
I just walked off with it, mate. After he I didn't know if I'm going to give it back. I just walked off with it and put it in my bag.
I think it was Pugsy's missus was saying that she was going to buy one, and I think it was out. My duck told her to Google it, and they were selling them for like a third of the price on Amazon, the same brand.
Yeah.
But there was so many people with shitloads of them, like the neck ones and that. And
Well, they were
it was
80
like
quid.
50 to 80 quid, yeah.
80 quid. He got it out for me. Went, I tell you what we'll do. We'll give you two of these, in a back thing, a neck thing, a shoulder thing, £80. And he's like that, getting his card machine out. And I'm like, mate, I'll have a walk around. I'll come back, fella. I'm not. So I just took that.
I don't find when you walk in, with all the disposables, like loads of dolly girls, like in short skirts, having a photograph took and all that.
But that's how it's always been.
Yeah.
That
The
hasn't
casino
changed.
there as well, wasn't there?
I didn't even go to casino because you had to have tokens or something to get in.
Yeah.
I didn't even know how you got tokens. They didn't give you. I tell you what we're missing though. Normally when you walk in, you get bags given to you, like with a Vape magazine in.
Yeah.
Dudes will give you a Vape magazine, a few things in it. Do you know what I mean? And they'll give you a bag as you're walking in. That we're missing. So someone giving out an empty bag. There was nothing in it. As I walked past, I have a bag.
Did you get the Expo magazine?
Yes, I got
the
that.
Expo magazine.
But normally they have them in a bag and they give you it and they walk around. But yeah, it won't. But like things like this, I didn't really get why that were there.
Well, Mike from Serendipity said there was a stand selling glass cabinets.
Yeah, there's a display stands. Did you see the fucking price of them though?
No, I didn't see it.
Did you ask?
No, they had them displayed. It's like, so there
did
was
they?
one that's like $2,000 for a big glass display cabinet. It's like, holy shit.
Fucking
Like, unreal.
Like
I get. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go
on, you go first. No, go on.
Like, I get the relevant stuff. Like in past expos, we've seen like bottle making companies with their machines, like for mass producing like bottle shots and stuff like that. Totally get that. But like the hand warmers, the back massages, the display cabinets,
the car.
yeah, the cars. Like, I actually stuck Overkill mods we were like handing cards out with a QR code on the back. I went around to all the cars and put them like in the windscreens. And when we were leaving on our way out, and they were driving a couple of them out, they were still there. So they were just driving around.
Yeah. Lauda just put in that one of the guys selling those wooden ones didn't speak highly of them.
Oh, nice.
The fucking made of wood made the shit.
Mike saying, I thought they
got a splinter the other day. With one of these.
Yeah.
Like, absolute baller.
Yeah. Pug spent 90% of his time at the bar. Mike saying, I thought the stock hadn't arrived when he walked past. Yeah, well, that is a shocker. He thought that when he walked past the glass cabinets, the stock hadn't arrived.
It would have been interesting to see their profit margins of the disposables on the second day rather than the first, because it looked fucking empty. And the amount of money they probably spent on that stands.
The thing is, right, you've got, like I've just said before, you've got to remember that it's not just about us. It's about companies coming in and showing. It's an expo, and you go away.
Yeah, but I meant on the second day.
Oh, no, on the second day, yeah. But I
that's what I
don't
mean. It'd
think...
be interesting to see because there was no one pretty much walking around there.
Yeah.
So I think they had a bit of a shock on the second day and probably the third as well. Probably on the first day, they probably killed it.
Yeah, because it's B2B. It's B2B. People, I was stood there while people were going over and saying how much for 2,000 of these, to companies. How much for 300 of these, how much for 400 of these. People were doing, it's a business. At the end of the day, an expo is to do business as well.
I mean, it must cost a fortune, though, because I know a juice company had a really nice big stand, and that cost them 25k. And then you had the brands like Elux, which are double the size, and all the graphics and stuff. That must have cost double. So it just shows the amount of money that's involved in disposables. But we have to, as hobbyists and vape shop owners and enthusiasts, we need to sort of push them a little bit further out and make our sections a bit more bigger. That's what I'm saying. I understand they've got to be there, but maybe push them to one side a bit more. There was loads of space.
Well, this is what I'm saying. Maybe
stuff.
Maybe do sections. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you've got your disposables down one side. Do you know what I mean? And now disposable zone. Everybody walks down this. You've got your juice zone.
I think it'd been cool having our zone.
They could call it the bin.
I think they could have done our section around the stand. Sorry, the stage area. You know, had it built around it, it'd have been a bit more lively and stuff.
Yeah, like I say, I just think it is that they need to do sections. I think that's how it is to be. That you've got your disposables, you've got your Craig D says a cigar section, some humidors in there. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it should be like your juice is on one section, so all your juice companies are in one. So when people are walking around, you can see everybody. Because there were one when I walked around, and I don't know if they pay for it. It's that Hublot, is it Hublot or it was juice company? Is it Hublot?
The dots on the U.
Yeah, the juice company out there. They were right over in the far corner, on their own.
They're a big company.
But they were at a corner, right? As you walked past the stage, over, you had to go behind another stall that you couldn't. If you didn't know they were there, you wouldn't see them. And they were right over, tucked in the corner. Well, if I had bought that, there were no footfall going down there because there was fuck all else there. And I'm like, why are they stuck that randomly over in? They paid for it. They could have stuck them with the rest of the juice. Do you know what I mean? And have a juice section so people can go in. Because it used to be when you, like I say, when I went in 2019, Riot Squad had theirs there, and they were all juice in that section where Riot Squad were, and it was packed, absolutely ram-packed. You couldn't move. You couldn't move in it, and rest of it you could walk around. And I walked around, but it was sort of like the little companies were all off. Little Chinese companies were all off. Like Blitz Enterprise, when they were there, they were off to a side, and they were in a little corner here. And then you had Riot Squad and that lot over here, and then you had bigger juice coming like Vampire Vape up at the top. See that being there? Vampire Vape's another one that was not at any of the expos. They
don't need to be, do they? They don't need the attention anymore. Petrol stations and stuff, they don't need to promote themselves.
Dinner Lady weren't there, and they were there. They're not bothered about it, but they'll go to Germany. That's what the kicker is. They'll be at Germany because that's the biggest one now. That's the biggest expo.
We considered actually going abroad to other expos.
Cloud tell you all that, mate.
We're planning for it at some point in the future.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to go and see what happens.
I think I want to go first as a visitor, just to kind of gauge what's there and stuff like that. But yeah, we keep hearing this over and over and over again. Oh, you got to get yourself to Hall of Vape. You got to get over to Stuttgart and experience that and vend there and sort of thing. Because apparently the Germans are still very much into their hardware and their mechs and their clouds and stuff like that. So yeah, it'd be interesting. It would definitely be interesting to price that one up. And
they have a lot of high-end companies out there go over. Like your Frankenskulls and all this lot are there.
Yeah.
Probably because it's easier to get over the border from Italy, France, and places like that to get to Germany.
They're into the mouth to lung style rebuildable kits, aren't they? The Germans.
Yeah. Reduced mouth to lung, but they're in the big stacks as well. You see them with big fucking triple 24-volt fucking battery sticks, like a baton. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But I don't know if you guys realised it. It made me think about it. When you're talking about obviously all the disposals are everywhere. So we're going back to the expo. Did you notice as well that people were coming to us, hanging out in the home zone, going for a mooch around, and then coming straight back?
Yeah.
There was so many people that were there with their rebuildables. They'd come back with like a bag full of disposals, and you'd see them just leave them somewhere, and then they'll just come and stay where we are. Yeah. There was no footfall everywhere. Everybody was quick mooch and then come back, and then it was sort of like a hub for everybody. Was the home zone? It was
either that or bar.
Coming back to every time,
which was behind us.
That's what I'm saying. The bar was just behind you, so that was a good thing. But everybody was just sort of sat around that sort of area, weren't they?
Yeah.
Bar there, Mike's saying Stuttgart is pretty awesome. They have what Benny said in dedicated areas for each. Do you know? I can't say that.
Yeah, it's like a
genre.
horseshoe, isn't it? Where they have on one side,
Yeah.
rebuildables and them companies, and then on
Yeah.
the other side, use.
Yeah. But if you wanted to be buildable, there were only a few places you could buy. You could buy a couple from Scott had some selling, didn't he? Steam Crave, and that was about it really. There were no.
Steam Crave was a really small stand, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah, but they must have done really well because they had loads of deals on there.
Hadron was 45 quid worth.
45 quid, yeah. I nearly plumped.
Yeah, I missed out on that.
I bought that the robot thing.
Oh, I give that Benny. Yeah, that's what I give you.
I bought one of those for Jen. How are you finding it?
I haven't used it yet. He let me have it.
Still got me fucking Heisenberg in it.
I have, yeah. It's still got Heisenberg in it.
I really liked it, and it was dead easy to build on. I just really liked it. For a mouth-to-lung case, pretty cool. And I think they're only 29 quid right now as well online.
Yeah.
Jess saying, Bill, you all right, mate? He's saying Topless Vapers was bringing the bigger crowd. I wouldn't if they saw my chippy tits, mate. Probably scared them all away.
It's Benny. There you go.
Exactly. He's saying what is they're saying in the home zone. Mike was saying because you guys were so amicable and welcoming, most of the other stands were very cold and unwelcoming. And I think that's what there were some good ones. A lot of the spinny wheel one at the top where Chopper Vapes were, and there was a juice company. They were selling £45. You got a big box of e-liquids with a mod in it.
Is that coil benders?
Coil benders, yes. Coil benders. You got a big box of gear.
They're mystery
quid.
box.
Mystery box, yeah. It was just full.
Quid.
What it 30? He told me 45.
Yeah, they had 30, 45, and 60s and 70s and that.
Right.
They own Soda King, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure they do, yeah.
That's what I'm on here. That's Solar King.
Been around for years, haven't they?
Yeah. So that were good to see. Like I said, there was stuff there you could buy this time, which made it a bit. And them stalls were all busy. Steam Crave were busy. That Coil Benders were busy. Dispergo were busy. And you saw
Oxford. They sold out of all their kits come Sunday.
Yeah, they did.
They sort out everything, right?
Yeah. Their Presso weren't fucking selling any kits, were they?
Yeah.
Actually, no. I went to Vaperesso because I was asking about some pods, and they just give me a packet. Didn't charge me for them.
I'm not talking about
They don't
Vaporesso.
sell. They only sell online.
I'm still waiting for something from Vaporesso.
Are you?
All the new kit.
Well, it hasn't come yet. They've told me twice it's been sent out.
Which one is it?
That X, the Vaporesso X thing.
Lux XE or something.
Lux X, yeah.
Oh, I've got them.
Yeah, well, they said Danny said he'd send it out, and it hadn't turned up. So I messaged him. He said, "Oh, I'll send it from UK," and I still haven't got it.
Is it like? Do you mean the pod one?
Yeah, the one that's like the
Like a Nord style.
like a Nord 2, yes.
The good thing about that is, I mean, I don't really like Vaporesso overall because the coils are quite leaky. The kits are decent, but the coils are quite leaky. The good thing about that one though is that the pods that you buy separate are 5mm. How bizarre is that?
Yeah.
Because it classes as not a kit, you can sell the 5mm pod.
Right. I didn't realise that. Pugs is just saying what you were on about earlier, Johnny. They should bring back Vape Fest.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that before we came on. That a dedicated enthusiasts one rather than the expo sort of side of things.
I think with that, I'm not sounding like biased because I own a shop, but I think you need shops as well because that's the thing that's lacking in shops is rebuildables.
That's... Sorry, it must be because you're on, Danny, because I haven't had sex boxing for ages.
All right. Oh. Sweet baby Jesus. I think you need to intermingle shops with rebuildables because when I first started, I used to sell rebuildables and then the market they all went online instead. So I'd love to bring back rebuildable kits. I mean, I've still got coils by Scott in my shop from like a year and a half ago when I bought them off him, which is a shame because it's a good product, but there's not the market there in shops. And we want to bring them back.
Kenny says them bots are after him. But it's just how the market's grown, though, and it's different. It's a different generation. We're not as, it's evolved. It's become this massive thing, hasn't it?
I think it's going to come back round, though.
It probably will do. It probably will do.
It always comes back round.
Yeah. But if you think about it, when you first started, however long you've been going, I started on the CE4. And that was a throwaway tank. You kept the little bloody stick battery that kept breaking up all the time. Do you know what I mean?
The tampon string in the
With
tank.
the tampon, yeah. You know, but it'll come round. It'll come round.
I bought one of them from a petrol station for 45 quid when they first came out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Seriously, that's how expensive they were back then.
I paid 28 with a free bottle of juice and a stamp card if I went back. I didn't go back to juice after that, but I'd learned about what is it? I'd learned about online stuff by then, you know. But going to, because there were no dedicated shops really, there were only one. So yeah, but like Bugs is saying, it's a fashion, and like most fashion, it will die off. It will eventually.
Yeah,
it will eventually. It'll die. It'll die in its ass. But I think a lot more companies are starting to sort of come out with like this one where there's a throwaway one where it's a disposable pod. That's rather than, you know, that you keep the battery, but the pod comes with juice in it.
Pre-filled, yeah.
Pre-filled pod with juice in, and you just when you've done, you throw away the pod.
Oxford don't want to break the disposable market in the country, but they have got one there ready, and it's not made out of plastic.
Nice.
It's metallic, so therefore it can be reused again.
It's nice. It is nice, Danny. That I've got to say.
Yeah, it's quite
fucking
nice.
lovely for the disposable, but it's a disposable still, which is a bit, you know, it's metal, but you still got a battery on it, haven't you?
Yeah, but
You know what I mean?
the components can be recycled better, can't they? That's what I'm saying. They don't want to do it though, really, because obviously they know that we hate disposables.
But Craig D saying, amazing idea, like the Joule. It is. I suppose it is like Joule who started all this off. It is, but at least they're trying to bring it all back again to where it started, rather than throwing everything away. And the Joule weren't that good anyway. Do you know what I mean? You know, whereas
you know, when you walk through in all the disposables, loads of them are like 5,000 puffs. How do you get away with it? It's not TP.
And what's even worse is the fact that UK-VIA was in the middle of them. There was a woman there. She had a 7K puff disposable trying to promote it to customers. And then when somebody went up to her and said, yo, that's fucking illegal, that, she went, so? And then you got UK-VIA in the same spot, and you think, what's John Dunn from UK-VIA? What the fuck's he doing? All I ever see him is fucking in newspapers standing, posing like that in a newsagent's with just like 10,000 illegals. He needs to do a bit.
I've said this before, Danny. I said this before. It's all right, I'm showing going into shops and clearing off a shelf of stuff in shops and giving
that much money.
It's not them that they need to be hitting. It needs to be what is it?
The people who make them.
Yeah, the people who are selling them, the distributors.
Yeah.
I'll bring out a license where you have to be 95% vape products in order to sell, because I know that sounds biased coming from a shop owner, but I know more shit about vaping than Abdul or Marjorie.
Yeah,
work at the local corner shop. If you want your car fixed, you don't go to Tesco's to get it fixed. You go to mechanics. So if you want to quit smoking, you want to stop smoking plan, your vape shop's the best bet. Not Tesco, not fucking bargain booth.
Where I work in central London, like I've got about 30 vape shops around me, and every single one of them has got a phone repair shop, a money exchange, and sell your gold, all in the same thing. So you can do all of it at the same time.
Yeah. I understand where you're coming from, Danny. Get a license, but it does shrink your market down again. I do think that you just need
it's easy to control for trading standards, though.
It is, but trading standards need to be in distributors, not the shops.
Yeah, that is another thing as well. But if you reduce that down to only people who are actually vape shops, it's going to be more manageable for trading standards. And you should do an instant fine of £10,000, and it'll easily put people off, and it'll stop because there was a study in Middlesbrough, 85% of under 18s found with the disposable bought them from a non-dedicated vape.
Yeah.
That's a huge number. Do you know what I mean? But the ordinary Joe Blogs who watches Loose Women, where they're on about it, kids vaping, they don't understand that they're getting them from the corner shop. They think it's from a vape shop.
They've got round it as well now. They've got these like magnetic ones. So one of them is 700, and they click together, and you can change the flavors.
Element.
Yeah.
Do you know what? That doesn't make any sense to me because it's you're not really getting, if you're using them both at the same time, you're
That's what I
still
said.
only getting 600 from
Yeah.
it. You're not
They're
getting you're not getting 12,000 like they're telling you. Oh, you get 12,000. It's like, no, you won't. If you're using them at the same time, you're still getting
it's
600.
600, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you're not doubling your battery life. You're not doubling your puff count. You're just using 2 mods at once and mixing 2 flavors. That's it.
Yeah.
Like,
I have seen on
Yeah.
the what is it on Twitter and that. There's a company there that started following me. I'm looking at what their disposable company like to do. Do you know what I mean? They follow you randomly and just send you a message. You want to buy our shit, and then just ignore it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it
Message
shows.
us on WhatsApp.
Yeah, is my number. Yeah. It's got 2 straws. It was like 2 sticky cups together with 2 straws in it. So obviously that were 2 flavours. They had another one that was a woman in a bikini. I really didn't get that one as a vape. And I'm like, why would you buy that? Who's going to buy things like that? Why are you making them? Do you know what I mean? I don't get why. Obviously, it's not just for here. There's other companies that do it. I suppose it's like N.U.V.S lighters that we used to get, wasn't it? That you used to get a lighter with a woman on it, that when you turn it upside down, she'd turn it back, or you held it in your hand, it'd go nude, wouldn't it? Do you know what I mean?
You used to get the cups, didn't you, when you put your coffee?
Yeah.
You go naked, the lady.
Yeah. I'm guessing it's a bit like that, but yeah, we're looking at it and thinking, nah, it's a bit strange why they're coming out with them. If you haven't seen, there's a link there for BDV Project. Do go out and check him out and check out his new juice line. Johnny's is going in there if you do fancy a nice mod. He does some really nice ones. At a reasonable price. Not overpriced for what they are. I definitely think for the 3D printed mods, you've hit market right there, mate. It's not...
Definitely not an overkill.
No, yeah, exactly. It's not an overkill. It is an overkill, but it's not an overkill. But they're not... Do you know, overpriced for what they are? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like getting a Franken skull, is it? You know, that you've got to wait in a queue with a ticket for 3.5 years and then put 20 quid towards it. You might get into it, you might not.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? At least you can
I
message
mean,
him.
don't get me wrong. I'd love to get to that level, but
Yeah.
I think until then, we'll just stick to our game plan of affordable.
Well, you see, that's where you did wrong. That is what you've done wrong. You've not made it limited edition on a Facebook group where everybody's got to put in a ticket to win. That's where you've gone wrong.
Yeah.
That's where you've gone wrong.
Well, there's still time. I mean, we've got the Stabwood stuff.
Yeah,
We've got the hybrid. Yeah.
Pugs were on about that, said it's lovely. I missed that. I didn't see that when I walked past and came over.
Did
and
you-
looked and, no.
You did. You filmed it.
I didn't. I was filming, mate. I don't take much fucking
Oh,
notice
fair
of what I'm
enough.
filming.
Yeah.
I was filming.
You got everybody on Buddy Film.
I did, yeah. Of course you do. You've got to get
you
everybody on film.
got me.
I
So,
did. Yeah.
See what Mike's put in chat as well.
I have, yeah. Mike's just put, stop them at the source. Exactly. We as Aspire UK have just refused to take Aspire's next disposal. We have the legal import and distributor, but have now refused to buy them from the factory. Exactly. Cut them off at the source. Cut them off. They can't get in, can they?
But
You
this
know-
is what more people need to do,
Yes.
because more, and this is no offense to anybody who has a shop. I totally get when you run a brick and mortar store, you have to cater to everybody, but it's going to take stores going, you know what? We're not going to stock this anymore.
Yeah.
And start cutting them off at the knees, because if there's no demand for them from companies, then they have no foothold here.
Yeah. You've
But
got
the
to try and put-
downside, the other big downside is that they're too easily available in things like corner shops and petrol stations and the pound store, who don't give a fuck about these things. And half the time they don't even get a choice of what's being sold in the stores.
Yeah.
They just get right. Well, you're going to stock this now, sort of thing.
I've said this before. There's a Spa garage, because obviously Spa's a big chain of companies, aren't they? They're a big... Obviously, I think it's a leaseholder that gets the Spa name, but they supply them with stuff.
Yeah, it's like bargain booze. They do the
Yes,
same.
yeah. So you rent the shop off. You rent the shop. But
It's
you
just
can
like
put Spa-
franchised.
Yeah, franchised. I couldn't think of the name.
Yeah.
Franchised. But they supply you with all the gear. You have to buy it off on them. You go in there. They've got the 3,500 puffs,
Yeah.
That's insane.
and that's
You
a big company.
You can have zero nicotine.
You
any
can,
amount.
yes. Yeah.
you can
The thing is regarding vape shops, and I agree with Johnny what he's saying there. But when we stopped, we got rid of Elf, and we thought, right, we're not having any more disposables because Elf had sold out to the supermarkets, and there's all in the supermarkets. But then the corner shop that's right next door to us, they were still selling disposables. So we thought, well, we'll bring maybe 8 or 10 flavors in, advertise that. But every time they come in, like I said earlier, it's fucking keep going on at them to try a refill. And honest to God, I reckon it's between 60 to 70% of them original disposable users are now using refillable kits. And that's what we need to do more.
Yeah, well, you were about Black Rose have done the same, haven't they?
Who?
Black Rose, you were saying with Oxford.
Black Rose refused to sell them full stop, so good on him. We couldn't
Yeah.
do that because we was on our asses after COVID. So we had to get some income. So there's a bit of hypocrisy in there, but we try and do our best to get them off them straight away. And it's working.
Yeah, it is a good way of getting people onto vaping. And that's what it's designed to do. That's what disposable is designed to do. Decide to get people off. But people are lazy.
Well, they should just fucking ban them. Just say it's too much plastic waste, too much lithium battery waste, and just get the UK government just to ban them.
Yeah.
Because your local corner shop's not going to stock a fucking Steamcraft tank or a fucking Hadron mod. So just ban them outright. I'd be up for that.
It might come. I think it'll come to that eventually, to be fair.
One of them with a bit of Black Rose. What's wrong with that? You know what I mean?
Bit of Black Bess.
That's it.
There you go, Phil.
Award winning.
2 awards. They won, didn't they?
Multi-award winning. Well, they did better than when at least they got award this time, not like last time when they got shoved up arse to buy tickets at Vape Around Awards and then got shafted.
Yeah, they did.
We couldn't even get to the awards, Mark, because we had to pick our juice up the day before from Mike.
That was just bad planning, Danny. Bad planning.
No, no, they did wonders really to get it ready for us.
Yeah, Kenny 2020 saying if you allow them to ban pods, they'll soon ban everything. It could go down that way as well, couldn't it? Do you know what I mean? If you've got a sort of swings and roundabout, because there's a lot of negative press at the moment because everybody's running old out.
We're not banning pods, are we? We're banning disposables.
Yeah, but like I say, it's one of them ones you don't know. You don't know what.
I mean, with pods, you get like Oxford Slim, for example. My customers have had a year out of them.
Yeah,
I mean, most people have like a year out of them.
Yeah. So one thing I told a bloke at work he was wasting money on disposals that he didn't even know there were out else.
Yeah, but also they don't know what shit's inside everything manufactured in China.
Yeah, that's the other
Also
thing.
true, yeah.
It's synthetic nicotine that they use. Is it nicotine 3.0 or whatever? We find that when people are using disposables, they're getting highly addicted to it a lot more than what salts or freebase do to you. So that fucking disposable is constantly in the gob all the way through Coronation Street, Emmerdale Farm, news at 10, and then they go to bed. And then straight away they're up again on it. And they're coming in saying, listen, what's happening? This is happening to me. I'm having headaches. I'm having a sore throat.
Yeah.
What are you using? It's a disposable. I said, there you go.
Someone's bath.
Do you do it in the bath?
No, I said the liquid's probably mixed in someone's bath.
I thought you said they were doing it in bath. I'm going to say I have a voopoo. I definitely have a voopoo. A voop and a poo. Talking about having headaches, though, what is it? Cloud Chucker said he got some from there that give him headache. He threw them in recycle bin. I
think it's the synthetic nicotine that's causing it because nicotine does dehydrate you anyway.
Ras was saying that I regularly try and get a colleague to switch from disposables to a kit. He reckoned he's tried, but no kit or liquid hits the spot like disposables do. Kenny's saying the real problem is people are buying them and not disposables. Educate people and they shall see the light. And Mike's saying, we work under pressure. At least you have given me advance warning about the salts next October.
I know, yeah. He's a busy man, you see.
And Nicky Maynard said, the problem is supermarkets have them on display at the tills. Shouldn't they be behind the counter where the cigs are hidden and have been? It's still a tobacco product.
Yeah.
Cheats, that said, I got a day watching What's Up. Yeah, all right, Cheats. Yeah. Why disposables always could taste ice in the flavour? That's another one. Do you know what I think that is? And I do think that's a lot of the thing about people sticking on disposables is that ice gives you a little bit of a kick at back of your throat. Do you know when you're vaping it, if you've got a strawberry with a bit of ice in it, it's different than getting a juice with ice in it. I don't know why. They just give you that little bit more of a tickle at the back of your throat. I think that's why people start liking them more.
I think what it is, mate, the new generation of vapors, and I'll say it out, the lazy bastards. I get people coming in my shop and they'll say, I'll try and sell them something like this. And they'll say, oh, no, I don't want that. You've got to replace the coils. And I'll say, well, what about this one here? You don't have to refill the pod. Oh, so you got to stick your own juice in? Yeah. Oh, I'm not doing that. And you think, fucking hell, what more do you want? You know, you could save literally like a minimum of £150 a month just doing that.
Yep.
Yeah.
But if you smoke cigarettes, you have tobacco and you have to put it in and roll.
You've got to walk to the shop as well. You've got to walk to the shop, come back, roll it.
Exactly.
Grey DC's sweetener and icizer. Hansing, yeah. Pugs are just saying Wickley are bringing out a range of liquids that equal disposable liquids for punchness. This is what manufacturers need to start doing. Match the liquids to put in the pod system. They are doing that now, aren't they? The Imp Bar are doing it. You sell that one at Bar Juice.
Yeah, they also do it at 60 PG, 40 VG.
Yeah.
Because of the flavours, you know, it's flavoursome and you get that bit of it.
And that's what they, like I say, I think companies are now starting, the bigger companies are bringing out juices to match the pods that give you just simple flavours. Just simple flavours. Because if you notice them, they're not mega complex flavours. A strawberry, a watermelon ice. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
Yeah.
Totally Wicked brought out like a kit, and it's like it's got the disposable liquid in the bottle, but you can fill it so many times, and then you throw the pod away, and then
Isn't
you
that
put
the
the test
R1?
pod on, and put the liquid in.
I thought it's the Aspire R1, that one, no?
Yeah, R1 or A1 or something.
Yeah, that's Aspire, that, yeah. That was a better idea, weren't it? At least it's
Sewer Rug says, Sloan taught me everything I know about rebuildable devices, so I have a lot still to learn, he says.
I noticed though, Sloan was re-wicking people's tanks and that, weren't you, when you were there?
Yeah, I've got to be honest. The state of some of the tanks, especially with a bit of OCD, I like cleaning everything straight away. So keep everything nice. And there was some gunky drip tips. That's all I'm going to say. One guy, he was awesome. He'd only just got into rebuildables, and he had like a stock coil in there. And he was like, I need a coil, and just handed it to me. And it was like, anything, you just do what you need to do. And it still had a whole tank of liquid in it.
Oof.
And I was like, oh, what, do you want to just vape it and come back? He was like, no, I'll just dump the liquid because it's rancid liquid. Literally, I had liquid everywhere. I had to nick half of Scott's toilet paper that he had with him just to try and get everything up. But he was happy in the end. But it was nice that people were actually coming over and just going, help. Yes. But yeah, no, I've done quite a few, and do you know what? It was really nice actually. People coming with a tank or an IDA and going, "Oh, can I have those coils? And can you install it?" And being able to sit down and build it properly for them, and then giving it to them and letting them vape it and seeing their reaction. That was lovely. Yeah, because obviously you don't get to do that. Like with Overkill, you don't hand deliver mods, do you? Really, and see them put it all together and then vaping them. But then being at Expo, seeing people vape your mods, walking around, you do that like a warm fuzzy feeling.
Yeah, you do. Yeah,
which is really nice.
I should have brought me Peacemaker XL because every time I try and wick it, it leaks.
Yeah, you should have brought it. I would have done that. But the only thing that did happen was I forgot to bring freaking cotton, so I had to call Phil and go, please bring some cotton. I'll give you some cash for it. And he ended up just giving me like 3 tubs of that Cloud 9.
Oh, Cloud 9.
It's the better. Do you know, I don't use anything else. I was cotton baking for like 5 years, but now it's just all Cloud 9.
Mike saying theirs will be 50-50 punches, Ellen flavour, and made here in good old Blighty, so quality all the way.
I think like with that Imp Bar, I think they made a mistake by doing it in 50ml bottles. I think they should have been 120ml bottles with maybe 80ml inside it, so you can put a lot more nicotine shots in it, because they're trying to target towards the disposable users, but they're using either 2% or 1%. So if you drop it down to 3 milligram, That's a big drop, if you know what I mean. So you need to at least be able to put in, I don't know, 10 milligram worth of nick shots in there.
Yeah, and I do agree that they need to start bringing out a few more flavours that have that you can put higher nicotine in it.
But at the same time, people are not willing to spend even a tenner on 50ml bottles anymore when you can get £15 for 100ml.
Yeah.
We had to get rid of all our 50mls. We had them on offer for £2. You know, at Nasty Juice, didn't they? £2. It cost us more than triple that to bring in.
Yeah.
I think 50mls now, they're gone. Unless they're a $5 each, they won't sell in shops.
I remember back in the day, you used to be able to have 30ml.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But is it-
bottles.
Yeah.
There was one called, I can't remember the name, but it's called a Pennywise.
Clown.
Yeah, and it used to come in a glass bottle with a pipe thing in, 30ml bottle.
Yeah, I remember them.
You can't get them in your bottles, though. You can't get them in these, though. These little ones, they don't fit.
No.
So, right, we are coming up. It's 10:30. That has flown. That has absolutely flown. So, we will go around and say goodbye. I will like to thank as guests, Sloan. Don't forget to check out his calls at cloudcartel.co.uk and use, I can't even remember what I was saying then, and use Benny10 for 10% off for some fantastic calls. Like I say, we do have codes on. If you do go out and use them, or we lose them. We've also got Hip Hop Juice. Go over and check out he's redesigning his site. There's a few things getting changed, so don't forget you can use N.U.V.S 12 for 12% off. So yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Johnny, for coming on. Much appreciated.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much for the return of Bigger Stickers. You have to come on more often, my friend.
Oh,
I'm telling you this.
I will do, mate. Yeah, one more thing. If you go to my website, I've only got fucking bank transfer until I get my payment provider sorted next week.
Right.
That's the issue we've had for the past 2 weeks. You can see people have added stuff to the basket and thought, is this a dodgy site? And
Yeah, right.
So my apologies. It is genuine, but bear with us.
So yeah, so go to check out his new line of e-liquids. There is some fantastic flavours. That's what is it? Green apple sucker sweetie one is fucking banging.
Little Bro Vapes loves that one.
It does, yes. So go out and check that out. Check out the rest of them. There is some banging flavours.
Thank
So
you.
right, we will go around and say his goodbyes. We'll get Luke out of here. Luke, do you want to start us off, my friend?
Yeah, so thank you, Mr. Cartel, for coming on. It was great seeing you at Expo. You're a lot taller than I thought he was. But it was great catching up with you. I didn't get to catch Mr. Overkill because his stand was that busy. I didn't get anywhere near it. But I did have a suck on his mod. Obviously, I got a couple of bottles of juice, the Big D. Amazing juice. I hope you do well with that.
Cheers, buddy.
Anyone in chat who met me at Expo, like Ian, and who else was there? Mike Haynes. It was nice meeting you. Yeah. And I'll just pass it on to Mr. Overkill.
Thank you. So yes, I don't know. I've never done one of these goodbyes before, so
Just say goodbye, buy my shit, and goodbye if you want to say that.
yeah, buy my stuff. Yeah, no, thank you for having me on. Thank you to everybody who came to visit the stall at Expo. You all are the reason I keep making stuff, and yeah, the whole reason I get up in the morning, really. That and the kids and shit, but
Yeah.
they're like
General
like-
life. Yeah.
but yeah, general life and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, people in general and all of my customers really do make it feel like it's not work, if that makes sense. It is an absolute joy to do what I do, and I have all of you to thank for that. So thank you all very much, and thank you, Benny, for having me on the show.
No problem.
And yeah, that's it. Bye.
Go pass it over, Sloan.
Yeah. Yep. Somebody else. Random. Go. Fight for it.
Sloan, it's only you left, isn't it, mate?
Oh, it's only me.
Danny, you said no, you haven't said your goodbyes yet, have you, Danny?
Bye.
Go on, Danny, you go next.
Okay, I'll say a big thank you to everybody coming in chat. Thank you for my friend Benny for having me on. Please do head on over to bdvproject.co.uk. And if you're on Instagram, if you go to BDV Project Limited, give us a follow, please. And it was just great to see the boys again. It was good to meet Johnny briefly at the expo. He's got a very good product. Good to meet Sloan and his missus, who was very shy, wasn't she?
Yeah, she's not very good when there's cameras about, and then Benny popped up with a camera, so she's very cautious who was about.
But she seems like a lovely lady. And
Yeah.
good to see Luke there. He was bobbing about everywhere. I'm sure he's on cocaine or something.
High on life, mate. High on life.
But I'll hand it over to Sloan.
It was great seeing everyone at Expo. Well done to Big D and Overkill for doing so well at the Expo, and everybody else in the modded gallery. Let's make next year bigger and better, and try and kick out the other lot. I won't say the D word. It'll kick it off again. But yeah, you all know where I am. If you need anything, hit me up, and make sure you give all these guys a follow on all their social medias and their YouTubes, and go spend your money on some new BD Project liquids, and go get yourself an Overkill mod as well.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining us in chat. Rounding off, would you all do it again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I missed it.
Wait, Vape or this show? Because one of them is like.
So thank you very much for coming on, and like I say, hopefully we'll get you at the expos again, and you'll be selling. So hopefully Danny's salts will be out. Johnny, are you back in May?
Yes.
So you'll be able to see him there. Sloan, are you going to do it again?
Yep, I'll be there.
So there you go. So he'll be there. So you'll be able to see them all again at the expo. And do go buy all their stuff. Like I say, you can get Sloan week in, week out. We shout out Sloan for your coils. Do go over and get some coils. Johnny's mods are absolutely fantastic. Go buy some. Check them out. They're not overly expensive for a 3D printed mod. And also go check out Danny's new e-liquids. Go check him out. If you are in Slough, you can go over and see him. If you are in Holmfirth, you can go see him there. He's got 2 shops.
What's the address, Benny?
The ones at the Co-op, opposite the Co-op in N.U.V.S. The other one's on this big main road. I think it's Manchester Road or whatever it's called. It's on there. I don't know. You can't miss it. It's a big shop.
The amount of people at Expo who said, "Oh, you're at 79 Huddersfield Road, aren't you, facing the Co-op?" I said, "It worked. It worked."
Or if you're from Wigan, it's Slafeway.
Slafeway, slow it. So yeah, thank you very much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you everybody in chat. And we'll see you all again with a full cast next week. So, good night. Go over and see the Late Night Vape Show there on. Go give Mick a love and say, we love you.
We love you, Mick.
And we'll do the outro. Do you know the outro is still Danny's outro?
Fucking hell, that's about 3 years ago.